So listen to this. A guy gets $33 million by stealing from the dead. And the craziest part? You've seen this guy on TV. He was a star on that show Property Wars, acting like a real estate genius, when really he was just a whole-ass fraud. His name is Scott, and on television he's the king of Phoenix. He's loud, he's arrogant, and he's flipping houses, making a fortune. He shows up to storage unit auctions, talks a big game, and always seems to win. To the world, he's a self-made millionaire, a master of the deal. But behind the camera, he's running one of the wildest scams you've ever heard of. See, the TV show Money is chump change. Scott has bigger plans. He starts a company and tells people he's a massive house flipper. He goes to doctors, lawyers, and regular people with savings and gives them the pitch. "Give me your money," he says. "I'll buy cheap houses, fix them up, and we'll all get rich." He promises huge returns, like 20% easy. People line up to give him their cash. He's the guy from TV, right? He's got to be legit. So the money starts pouring in. We're talking hundreds of thousands, then millions. He gets over 200 different people to invest. But here's the first huge lie. There are no houses, and it's all fake. Scott creates a whole universe of lies. He'll find a random house online, a real property, but he doesn't own it. He just prints out its address. Then he forges the documents. He fakes the deed, fakes the title, fakes the purchase contracts, making it look like he bought it for a steal. He shows this fake paperwork to an investor and says, "See, I own this. Give me $150,000 to renovate it." The investor wires him the money. Then Scott takes that same fake house, that same pile of forged paper, and goes to another investor, and another one, and another. He's selling the same non-existent house flip to 10 different people at once. And the money is just flooding his bank account. This isn't house flipping. This is a high-level Ponzi scheme. He's paying off the early investors with money from the new ones to make it look like the profits are real. But the whole thing is a fantasy, a ticking time bomb made of lies and stolen cash. And what does Scott do with all this money? He doesn't reinvest it. He doesn't build a business. He blows it all. He lives like a king, buying a ridiculous $1.6 million mansion in Phoenix. Then he buys another massive vacation home in a fancy resort town. And the cars, bro, the cars. This guy collects luxury vehicles like they're Hot Wheels. We're talking multiple Bentleys, a Rolls-Royce, a Range Rover. If it's expensive and flashy, he buys it. He's flying on private jets, taking insane vacations. He is living the life everyone thought he had, but it's all funded by the life savings of over 200 people who trusted the guy they saw on TV. He's not just a fraud, he's a parasite wearing a Rolex. But a scam like this can't last forever. It has to keep moving forward or it dies. The investors are getting nervous. The early ones got paid, but now the calls are starting. "Hey, Scott, where's my quarterly check?" He's running out of new investors to pay off the old ones. The Ponzi scheme is starting to starve. He needs a new source of cash, fast. A normal person would run. They'd pack a bag and disappear. But Scott isn't a normal person. He's a professional con man, and he doesn't run. He doubles down. He comes up with a second scam. And this one is even more twisted than the first. So Scott owns 2 big furniture stores in Phoenix. To the public, they're normal businesses, but for Scott, they're about to become the engine for his new fraud. He realizes he can't keep faking houses, so he decides to start faking customers. And here's where it gets dark. He gets his hands on a list. It's a list of people who have recently died. He gets their names, their dates of birth, their social security numbers, and all the information for people who can't talk, people who can't complain. Then he starts using their identities. He takes a dead person's information and applies for credit. Lines of credit from financing companies, the kind you use to buy a big screen TV or a new couch. Because he owns the furniture stores, he's an approved vendor. The financing companies, like Synchrony Bank, approve the credit application. They give this ghost a $5,000 credit limit. Then Scott, the store owner, creates a fake invoice selling a $5,000 leather sofa set to the dead person. He submits the invoice to the finance company. The finance company says, "Great, here's your payment," and wires $5,000 cash directly to Scott's business account. He does this again and again and again. It's a high-tech money printing machine, stealing the identities of the deceased to get loans and then paying himself. No furniture ever moves. No product is ever sold. It's just ghosts buying fake furniture with real money, all flowing into Scott's pocket. It is one of the most ghoulish, morbid, and frankly brilliant frauds the feds have ever seen. You can't steal tens of millions with two massive scams and not make noise, and the feds hear it, loud and clear. We're not talking local cops. We're talking Homeland Security and the IRS Criminal Investigation Unit, the big boys. They start pulling the threads. They talk to the burned investors from the house flipping scam, and they see the forged documents. Then they look at his furniture stores. They see millions in sales, but no inventory moving. And they notice something really weird about his customers. A lot of them are dead. The feds realize they're not looking at two different crimes. They're looking at one giant criminal enterprise run by one guy. And then it all comes crashing down. One morning, federal agents swarm Scott's furniture stores. They're not there to buy a couch. They're kicking in doors, seizing computers, pulling every file, every hard drive. The whole operation gets shut down in an instant. The TV star, the real estate mogul, the secret ghost fraudster, he's caught. Scott gets hit with a 140-count indictment. It's a laundry list of his crimes. Conspiracy to commit bank fraud, wire fraud, identity theft, money laundering. It's all there. He thinks he can talk his way out of it. He's Scott, the guy from TV. But the evidence is overwhelming. He's completely, totally busted. He finally pleads guilty. The judge looks at this whole-ass mess and drops the hammer. The reality TV star, Scott Menaged, is sentenced to 17 years. 17 years in federal prison. And he's ordered to pay back every single penny, all $33 million of it. The mugshot of him in a prison jumpsuit is a long way from the slick rich guy on Property Wars. The game is over. But wait, it gets crazier. Because when the feds were untangling this web, they found something else. This wasn't a one-man show. The feds kept digging into the money laundering, trying to figure out where all the millions went. And who do they find holding the dirty money? His own dad, Joseph Menaged. The whole time his father was in on it. He pleaded guilty to helping his son launder the stolen cash. He took the fraudulent funds and used them to buy up luxury condos and other assets to try and hide it from the government. The entire scam was a family business. The rot didn't just stop with the TV star. It went deeper, proving that behind the fantasy was a greedy family willing to steal from anyone, even the dead.